Hello all and welcome to today's separate portion. Today we're going to be reading Shemot or Exodus 39 and 40. Chapter 39. And of the blue and the purple and scarlets they made cloth of service, to do service in the holy place. They made olive tov, the holy garments, for Aaron, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. And he made olive tov, the ephod of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. And they did beat olive tov et the gold into thin plates, and cut it into wires, to work it into the blue, and in the purple, and in the scarlet, and in fine linen with cunning work. They made shoulder pieces for it. The couplets together, by the two edges was it coupled together. And the curious girdle of the ephod that was upon it was of the same, according to the work thereof, of blue, gold, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov Moshe. And they wrought olive tov et onyx stones, enclosed and ouches of gold, graven as signets are graven, with the names of the children of Israel. And he put them on the shoulders of the ephod, that they should be stones for that they may be stones for a memorial unto the children of Israel, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. And he made olive tov et the breastplate of cunning work, like the work of an ephod, of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. It was foursquare. That they made olive tov et the breastplate double. A span was the length thereof, and a span the breadth thereof, being double. And they set it in 4 rows of stones. They set in it 4 rows of stones. First row was a sardius, a topaz, a carbuncle. This was the first row. And the second row, an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, the gur, agate, and amethyst. And the fourth row, beryl, onyx, and jasper. They were enclosed on the ouches of gold in their enclosure. And the stones were according to the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings on a signet, every one with his name according to the 12 tribes. And they made upon the breastplate chains at the end, of wreathen work of pure gold. And they made 2 ouches of gold, and 2 gold rings, and put olive tov et the 2 rings in the ends of the breastplate. And they put the 2 wreathen chains of gold, and the 2 rings on the end of the breastplate. And olive tov et the 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains they fastened in the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And made 2 rings of gold, and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate, and upon the border of it, which was on the side of the ephod inward. And it made 2 other golden rings, and they put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the forepart of it, over against the other coupling thereof. And above the curious girdle of the bind olive tov et the breastplate by his rings, unto the rings of the ephod, with a lace of blue, that it might be above the curious girdle of the ephod, that the breastplate may not be loosened from the ephod, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. And he made olive tov et the robe of the ephod of woven work, all of blue. And there was a hole in the midst of the robe, as the hole of a herbargion, with a band around it, around about the hole, that it should not rend. And it made upon the hems of the robe pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. And it made bells of pure gold, and put olive tov et the bells between the pomegranates upon the hem of the robe, round about between the pomegranates, and a bell and a pomegranate, round about the hem of the robe, to minister in, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. And they made olive tov et coats of fine twined linen, of woven work, for Aaron and his sons, and olive tov et a turban of fine linen, and olive tov et goodly bonnets of fine linen, and olive tov et linen breeches of fine twined linen, and olive tov et a girdle of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet of needlework, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. And he made olive tov et the plate of the holy crown of pure gold, and wrote upon it writings, like the engravings of the signet, holiness to Yahuwah. And they tied unto it a lace of blue, to fasten it on high upon the turban, as Yahuwah commanded olive tov et Moshe. Thus was all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of the assembly finished. And the children of Israel did according to all that Yahuwah had commanded olive tov et Moshe, and so they did. And I brought all of Tavet the tabernacle unto El Moshe, all of Tavet the tent, and all of Tavet, all of his furniture, his tabernacle, his tashes, his boards, his bars, his pillars, his sockets, and all of Tavet the covering of ram skins dyed red, and all of Tavet the covering of badger skins, and all of Tavet the veil of the covering, and all of Tavet the ark of the testimony, and all of Tavet the staves thereof, and all of Tavet the mercy seat, and all of Tavet the table, and all of Tavet all the vessels thereof, and all of Tavet the showbread, and all of Tavet the pure menorah, with all of Tavet the lamps thereof, even with the lamps to set in order, and all of Tavet all the vessels thereof, and all of Tavet the oil for the light, and all of Tavet the golden altar, and all of Tavet the anointing oil, and all of Tavet the sweet incense, and all of Tavet the hangings for the tabernacle door, and all of Tavet the brazen altar, and all of Tavet his grate of brass, and all of Tavet his staves, and all of Tavet his vessels, and all of Tavet the laver, and all of Tavet his foot, all of Tavet the hangings of the court, and all of Tavet his pillars, and all of Tavet his sockets, and all of Tavet the hangings of the court gate, all of Tavet his cords, and his pins, and all of Tavet all the vessels of the serving of the tabernacle for the tent of the assembly, all of Tavet the clothes of service to do in the holy place, and all of Tavet the holy garments for Aaron and the priests, all of Tavet his son's garments to minister in the priest's office, according to all that Jehovah commanded, all of Tavet Moshe. So the children of Israel made all of Tavet all the work, and Moshe did look upon all of Tavet all the work, and behold, they had done it as Jehovah had commanded. Even so they done it, and Moshe blessed them. Chapter 40. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, On the first day of the month you shall set up all of Tavet the tabernacle, the tent of the assembly, and you shall put therein all of Tavet the ark of the testimony, and cover the ark with all of Tavet the veil. And you shall bring in all of Tavet the table, and set all of Tavet in order the things that are to be set in order upon it. And you shall bring in all of Tavet the menorah, and light all of Tavet the lamps thereof. And you shall set all of Tavet the altar of the gold for the incense before the ark of the testimony, put all of Tavet the hangings of the door through the tabernacle. And you shall set all of Tavet the altar of the burnt offering before the door of the tabernacle of the tent of the assembly. And you shall set all of Tavet the laver between the tent of the assembly and the altar, and you shall put water therein. And you shall set up all of Tavet the court round about, and hang up all of Tavet the hangings at the court gate. And you shall take all of Tavet the anointing oil, and anoint all of Tavet the tabernacle, and all of Tavet all that is therein, and shall hallow it, and all of Tavet all the vessels thereof, and it shall be holy. And you shall anoint all of Tavet the altar of the burnt offering, and all of Tavet all his vessels, and sanctify the altar, and all of Tavet it shall be an altar most holy. And you shall anoint all of Tavet the laver, and all of Tavet his foot, and sanctify it. And you shall bring all of Tavet Aaron and all of Tavet his sons unto the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, and wash them down with water. And you shall put upon all of Tavet Aaron and all of Tavet the holy garments, and anoint him, and sanctify him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And you shall bring all of Tavet his sons, and clothe them with coats, and you shall anoint them as you anointed all of Tavet their father, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office, for their anointing shall surely be an everlasting priesthood throughout their generation. Thus did Moshe, according to all that Jehovah commanded him, so did he. And it came to pass in the first month of the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was reared up. And Moshe reared up all of Tavet the tabernacle, and fastened all of Tavet his sockets, and set up all of Tavet the boards thereof, and put in all of Tavet the bars thereof, and reared up all of Tavet his pillars. And he spread abroad all of Tavet the tenter. And he spread abroad all of Tavet the tent over the tabernacle, and put all of Tavet the covering of the tent above it, as Jehovah commanded all of Tavet Moshe. And he took and put all of Tavet the testimony into the ark, and set all of Tavet the staves on the ark, and put all of Tavet the mercy seat above upon the ark, and brought all of Tavet the ark into the tabernacle, and set up all of Tavet the veil of the covering, and covered the ark of the testimony, as Jehovah commanded all of Tavet Moshe. And he put all of Tavet the table in the tent of the assembly upon the side of the tabernacle northward, without the veil. And he set the bread in order upon it before Yahuwah, as Yahuwah had commanded Olav Tavet Moshe, and he put Olav Tavet the menorah in the tent of the assembly over against the table on the side of the tabernacle southward. And he lighted the lamps before Yahuwah, as Yahuwah had commanded Olav Tavet Moshe. And he put Olav Tavet the golden altar in the tent of the assembly before the veil. And he burnt sweet incense thereon, as Yahuwah commanded Olav Tavet Moshe. And he set up Olav Tavet the hangings at the door of the tabernacle, and he put Olav Tavet the altar of burnt offering by the door of the tabernacle of the tent of the assembly, and offered upon it Olav Tavet the burnt offering, and Olav Tavet the meat offering, as Yahuwah had commanded Olav Tavet Moshe. And he set Olav Tavet the laver between the tent of the assembly and the altar, and put water there to wash withal. And Moshe and Aaron and his sons washed Olav Tavet their hands, and Olav Tavet their feet thereat. When they went into the tent of the assembly, and when they came near unto the altar, they washed, as Yahuwah had commanded Olav Tavet Moshe. And he reared up Olav Tavet the court round about the tabernacle in the altar, and set up Olav Tavet the hanging of the court gate. So Moshe finished Olav Tavet the work. Then a cloud covered Olav Tavet the tent of the assembly, and the glory of Yahuwah filled Olav Tavet the tabernacle. And Moshe was not able to enter into the tent of the assembly, because the cloud abode thereon, and the glory of Yahuwah filled Olav Tavet the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onwards in all their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of Yahuwah was upon the tabernacle by day, and the fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel, throughout all their generations. Well, that's today's read. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the second half of Shemot, or Exodus. And then the day after that, we're going to start Vayikra, or Leviticus. It's the third Sefer of Moshe. Well, until next time, I hope you all have a great night and a fantastic tomorrow.